For many years now, I have been preaching Muslims to convert from Islamic religion to Christianity religion. Most of the people when I had tried to do such a thing, which I'm trying to tell you right now, they had tried to stop me doing those things, especially my wife, my family, some of the Christians, and even my pastor himself told me to stop such a thing which I'm doing. What exactly which I was doing? It was reading Islamic books, reading Quran, and trying myself to face those Muslims, because at that era, at that time, they were preaching and shouting and pointing their fingers to Christians that those are infidel, they're going to hell, and so many problems they were facing at our faith. And right now, and at that time, I've decided myself to preach, to deal with those guys. And I've been doing for many years. I've been doing such a thing for many years. My wife, my family, my members, my pastor told me you have to stop doing such a thing. But right now we are thanking Jesus Christ because of the great results which are happening in the world. In Iran itself, the Christianity grows faster than any place in the world. Will you try to imagine what's about that? Maybe you could think yourself, maybe Christianity could grow very faster in Christianity countries, maybe in Western country, something like the United States of America or North America or Europe in general. But I'm telling you, the greatest rate which is happening right now is found in Islamic country, which is there. That is Iran.
One of the issues, and I'm sure it's what you're thinking right now, is, Azim, where did that 2 million figure come from? So I'd like to clarify that right now. That 2 million figure we arrived at from two pieces of research. The first thing was, I actually went to Indonesia. We had a team and we went out and did some ground research, engaging local people, local churches, local other faith institutions, and local Islamic organizations. We came to the conclusion that there's many, many people leaving Islam. The reality of Indonesia, a country with 18,000 islands, means it's very difficult to put an exact number to that. So the first thing is we were taken aback that this number is recognized to be very many. Second thing we did was desktop research. We looked at many policy papers and briefings written about the situation. Now, as you can imagine, there's many people interested in commenting on this. That's why you find numbers range from 1 million people a year to 3 million people a year. So as an organization, we decided to put forward that approximately 2 million people are leaving Islam.
An anonymous internal poll found that 80% now prefer a democratic government, and many are leaving Islam.
You have a country with one of the highest drug addiction rates in the world. You have a country where corruption runs rampant. You have a country where more than half the people live below the poverty line. And the people of Iran are looking at this and they're saying, wait a minute, if this is what Islam has brought us in the last 45 years, we're not interested. We want to know what the other options are.
According to Todd Nettleton of the Voice of the Martyrs, the faith option many are choosing is Jesus, with at least 1 million Muslims reportedly leaving Islam for Christianity. How's the regime reacting to this? We've heard 50,000 of 75,000 mosques have closed, and I'm sure they aren't accepting that very well.
This is not something that is making the regime happy, and really in many ways they are seeking to solidify their power and to crush any kind of dissent. And they certainly see the growth of the church, they certainly see Christian evangelism as a form of dissent.
Well, I think what's happening there is actually representative of what's happening in the Islamic world.
Don Schenk serves as executive director of the Tide Ministry. He explains how Muslims are experiencing dreams and visions, leading many to find purpose and a different understanding of God.
We get responses from listeners who say, now I understand that God loves me. I always thought that God wanted to punish me. And I think there's an awakening.
Dan wrote an article, I believe originally in a magazine called The National Interest, about a worldwide movement of Muslims converting to Christianity. An extremely, I think, fascinating topic that Islam, in a sense, makes it a apostasy to leave the faith. And that's because you're not just rejecting the beliefs of Islam, you're leaving the Islamic community, which is seen as a sort of form of treason.
The intolerance goes back to the origins of Islam, which was a somewhat tribal religion. And so the Muslims were a tribe unto themselves. And therefore, to leave the Muslim tribe, as it were, was to defect and to become a traitor. And this sense of betrayal continues 14 centuries later, when it is far from being a tribal religion in any way anymore.
Mercy Mission World takes no comfort in the fact that it's proposed here 2 million people leave Islam. If I am wrong, and I swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I hope I am. If we were wrong in this, we would be the happiest people on the face of this planet. If it was not 2 million, rather 1 million, I would be happier than you. If it was 50,000 rather than 1 million, I'm even more happier than you. Why? Because right now the idea and the thought that a people born on La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah die on something else, they take themselves from Ahlul Jannah to Ahlul Nar, frightens the life out of me.